Hello, guys. I'm really sorry. I had technical problems here. My computer is completely frozen, was completely frozen. So I had to fix it. Is there anyone? If you are there, please say hi in the chat. Remember that you can always um, join me. Okay, I will leave the link in the chat. So if you want to join me, you can just click on the link. Is it all right? How are you guys today? Okay, I will officially start the live now. I got a little bit nervous because I was not sure I would be able to fix it. But anyway, anyways, hello everyone and welcome to Languistic channel. I'm teacher Karine and I'm thrilled to have you all here today for this exciting session on Supercharge Your English, free online tools and resources. Whether you're looking to boost your vocabulary, enhance your grammar and writing skills, or improve your listening and speaking abilities, you are in the right place. Learning English or any language can be a rewarding journey. And with the abundance of free online resources available today, it's more accessible than ever before. But of course, we can also get a little bit lost, right? Which one is good, which one is not, which tool should I use to improve this skill. So sometimes we can get a little bit lost in the sea of options, right? So in this session, I'll be sharing a treasure trove of fantastic tools, websites, and apps that can help you on your path to English language mastery at all at no cost. Pretty nice, huh? But before we dive into these amazing resources, let's take a moment to connect. Say hi in the chat if you're there, if you're watching the replay, and let me know where you are joining us from today. From which country are you watching us? Which city? Are you a beginner, intermediate, or advanced English learner? Do you have any specific language goals? Feel free to share in the chat and let's make the session as interactive as possible. Also, if you enjoyed today's content and find it valuable, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on future language learning tips and tools. And of course, it's as I mentioned, we have many free online options. But if you want someone to guide you, someone to be with you, someone to really give you the each step of the way, you can contact us at Languistic.ca and you can join one of our courses. We have a lot of people working for us, and if you wanted to visit the school at Place Versailles, Metro Radisson, so you can go there and you can talk to one of us, and it will be a pleasure to guide you and see the best options. We have different types of courses in different shapes and forms and prices, and I'm sure that something will fit just well for you. Okay, so all right, without further ado, let's embark on this language learning adventure together. Are you ready? Let's go. So we are going to start with something very basic, and that, oh, Fatima is here. Hi, Fatima. If you want to join me, you let me know. Just click on the link and I will let you in. All right. So let's start with a very basic tool. Of course, many of you have already um, used it, right? But I would like to show it in a different way today, in a way that will make you explore more of that too, right? So the first one is the dictionary. We are going to take a look on some online dictionaries and how to use it, okay? A dictionary can tell you a meaning of a word, can give you example, right? Examples, sentences using that word, can help you with the pronunciation of the word, and you can have it in American or British accent. It can also give you some extra information. For example, is this word countable or accountable, formal or informal, right? So I'll bring it two for us today. The first one is the Cambridge Dictionary. So what you're going to do is you are going to, let me share my screen with you guys. Just a second. What you're going to do is you are going to go on Google, and then you're going to type Cambridge Dictionary, okay? And then you will come here. This page will show up. And then let's suppose you are searching for the word car. Then look, when you have car here, okay, you see that car, you learn that car is a noun. Okay, so this is the grammarly what the word is. Right here, beside the noun, you have the C for countable. So it's telling you that it's a countable noun. So knowing this is very important. So when you're searching and when you're studying, you understand the word well. And then you have two types of pronunciation, British and American.
Car.
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 Car. Can you see the difference? Can you hear the difference? So
Car.
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 In car, right? So look how dictionaries can give you a lot of information. Don't give up. Stay with me. I have so many other tools, games, websites to practice your speaking, your listening. So we are going to see a lot of things, but I wanted to start from the beginning and trying to improve your experience with even with the basic tools, right? Like the dictionary. So again, you can check the pronunciation here. You can check some examples used in a little bit of a context situation. The other, not for car, it's just a noun, but some words can work as an adjective sometimes, or other groups, grammar groups. Okay, so this is our first one. Our second one is linking. I'm going to share with you guys. I like linking because if you go down the page, for example, I will insert a word here. Let's exchange French for English. So let's suppose that you're studying and you wanted to know how to say mot, right? So in English, it's going to be word. So you have again the pronunciation.
Word.
British.
Word.
In American and British. And what I like about this is you have some external sources examples. So they take sentences from articles or websites and they give you some context. This is a very nice way for learning the meaning of a word. Okay? So, and then to finish with the dictionaries, we're going to talk about the dictionary.com. So, what is nice about this dictionary? Here you have how to pronounce the word. So, for example, globular, right? And then you can hear
globular,
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 and then you can learn how to pronounce syllable by syllable. So this is what it's nice about dictionary.com. Okay, so if you want to learn about the pronunciation of a word, you can use one of these three dictionaries. So did you guys know this dictionary already? Have you used it? Tell me in the comments. So moving on from the dictionaries, I would like to show you something that I really, really like. And I think it's amazing to learn and practice English. It's called youglish.com. Okay, be careful because some people write down you English, right? But it's youglish.com. Let me see if I can write it here. Youglish.com. I don't know if you guys can see it there. But yes, so youglish.com. How can you use that website? First, you can use to practice your pronunciation. If you wanted to listen to a word many times, you will Google that word here. For example, you don't know how to say unfortunately. And then, oops, I think I probably missed. Just a second. So let's say you wanted to say the word moment. So they will get every video from YouTube when people
push
use
it down into the termite.
The word moment. And then what you can do is first see the word being used in different contexts. Listen to that many times until you get the pronunciation. Guys, a very important tip when practicing pronunciation, okay? Sometimes we listen to a word and then we wanted to repeat it right away. And then sometimes we keep repeating it in the wrong way. So whenever you wanted to practice a word, listen to it many times and try to focus on the sound, not on what you were reading. Because sometimes we wanted to say a word in a way that in the same way that we write. And it's not how it works in English, okay? So, for example, I'm going to play it here and you're going to see.
Mound. Leave it for a moment, pull it out.
Then you can go to the next video. Just press forward.
At a certain moment, there will be a break in history.
Perceive the passing of the moment. And so this perception, this
We have the capacity to decide at every moment who we are and where we're going.
So, and then you can listen to the word as many times as you want. It can be expressions, it can be words. You can check if some expressions make sense in which um, context these expressions are used. So it's a very nice tool, okay, that you may use with different goals. So again, you can use it to improve your pronunciation. Listen to it, listen to it, listen again to the same word. You can use it to see the word in a context. If you want, you can go back a little bit, okay, and then listen to the whole sentence. If you want, you can speed it up or speed it down. So if it's too fast, you can speed it down and then listen it in a slowly mode, okay? Or if it's too slow, you can speed it up, okay? Let me get back to you guys here, see if you have questions. Nice. Anyone here knew the English already? I love this website because it helps a lot when you wanted to practice the pronunciation. Because sometimes we listen the same person say in the dictionary, for example, we listen to the same word being repeated by the same, and it sometimes is a robotic voice, right? And we wish we had like something more natural. So there you go. You got it. So let's move on. Everyone's ready for moving on. So now let's see some other resources that we can use to improve our listening. You're going to go on Google. We all know that listening to podcasts, we always listen to it, right? Listen to podcasts, it's going to improve your English. But sometimes podcasts, like real podcasts, may be very difficult, especially if you are a beginner or beginner intermediate. It can be challenging. So these resources, they are made for students, which means that they try to give you a more a level that you may understand. Okay, they set it in a level that you may understand better. So the first one, you're going to Google BBC 6-minute English podcast. Okay, and then you're going to click on that. And then you can change the language if it's not already in English, right? So you can change it for English, of course. And then you have here many different options that you can choose. For example, are you unhappy at work? So then you can click here and then you can listen to it.
6-minute English from the BBC.
And it's 6 minutes. So come on, guys. We are always saying I don't have time. My life is so busy. But if you are in the metro or if driving to work or to school, you always have 6 minutes. While you take your shower, you always have this 6 minutes before going to bed, as soon as you wake up. So listening to it for 6 minutes, it will make a huge difference over time. And it's totally free. It's there for you. You can use it anytime, right? So I will play a little bit so you guys can see how it works.
Hello, this is 6-Minute English from BBC Learning English. I'm Neil.
And I'm Beth.
Have you ever had a horrible boss, not been paid enough, or simply got tired of doing the same old boring?
Right, so there is a topic, they're talking about it. And then after, you can go you can check the introduction, this week's question. They talk about vocabulary, so you can learn new word, what it's burnout, deadline, to be breathing down someone's neck. So what all of this, right? And here you have the transcript, and you also have it here. You can download the PDF, you can download the audio, okay? And then you can listen, even if you're not online, you can listen it afterwards. You can download the transcript, and then you can follow. A good exercise here is listen first, check with yourself what have you understood, right? And then after, read the transcript and see if you have really got what you thought you had got. Okay, so then these here, they show the level, right? They have all the levels, and then you can just choose it, and there are many options here, and the right way to say sorry. So if we click here, it's also intermediate. You can download again. There is a transcript here. Okay, did you guys know that? First time seeing it, Fatma. Hopefully it's going to be helpful for you. This BBC, it's more British accent, right? So I believe that we have to try to listen as many different accents as we can. So listen things in British accent, in American accent, in Australian accent, so we can get too used to that and have no problem understanding it. So British, BBC, it's more British. And if you wanted to practice more American, then you're going to Google VOA podcast, VOA podcast. So, right. So then you click here, you go to, that's not the link. Just a second. VOA podcast, learn English. Here, VOA. So it's learningenglish.voanews.com. So here you can choose one episode, right? And you can listen to it. So for example, choose to that one. I'll choose this one.
Welcome to Learning English, a daily 30-minute program from the Voice of America. I'm Ashley Thompson.
And I'm Dan Novak. This program is designed for English learners.
So if you have noticed, they are speaking a little bit slowly, right? Slower than usual. And it's going to help you practice your listening. These podcast tools, they are really a really nice way to practice and, to improve your listening. And if you are able to go on YouTube channel, listen to native speakings, I always suggest it to my students, sometimes challenge yourself and check like real content. But if you are struggling with that and you are not there yet, this is not a problem. We always have steps that can help you to reach the place you wanted to achieve. Okay, so you can use this podcasts, and we have the news in level. So if you go to news in level, it's another type of podcast. It's not really a podcast, it's more about really news in English. but made for students, right? So world news for students of English. So it's adapt. And what I love about this website is you have level 1, level 2, and level 3. So you can even check all of them, right? And see if you are improving, if you're able. And also you can check your own level, like, oh, I thought I was level 3, but I'm actually level 2. I thought I was level 1, I'm actually level 3. I'm able to understand level 3. So level 1 is really basic, a short text, right? You have the text over here and then you play the sound.
This news is about two sisters. They are from Bolivia. They are only 3 and 9 years old. One of
A very nice exercise is repeating, shadowing, as we say, what they are talking. So I'll give you an example. Look,
volcano erupts.
volcano erupts. So you try to imitate, literally, right? The rhythm, the speech, the way. So you try to imitate that.
20,000 people die.
20,000 people die, right? So it's nice to learn about pronunciation. And also, of course, afterwards, you can work on the vocabulary, the words that you don't know, then you go on the dictionary and you check them, right? So it can be a whole thing: speaking, writing, some grammar, vocabulary. You can afterwards try to say what you have read, right? So what is the news about? What are the news about? Right? So you can do all this combo while studying on one website. Something very important, I'm going to give you guys many options today, but it might be overwhelming for some of you. So don't get overwhelmed. Choose one, right? So this live will be online. You can watch it afterwards. You can write down the options here and use one per month. So, oh, this month I'm going to focus on this podcast. Next month I'm going to use this other podcast. So don't get overwhelmed. If it's too much, don't try to use everything at the same time. Well, if you want it, it's up to you. And if you feel good about it, it's nice too. But if not, you know, you can break it into pieces and into parts and do it slowly and when you feel and the pace that make you comfortable. Okay. Can you repeat the name of the first site of the podcast? Yes, Fatima. So the first one, let me check. It was BBC 6-minute English podcast. So I'm going to write on the in the chat, and I'm going to also so I don't know if the banners are working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. So for example, for this one, right, it's news in level. Can you see it here? Is it clear over there? News in levels, news in levels. And if you don't find the, if you type it newsinlevels.com and then there is a mistypo and you're not able to get it, then you can Google it, New in Levels podcast or English, and then they will direct you to the website. Okay. So let's repeat. The first one was Cambridge Dictionary, and then Linking.com, and then we moved to dictionary.com, And then I think I'm going to write it on the chat, in the chat. So you're welcome, Fatima. So the first one was Cambridge Dictionary. And then we have Lingin Dictionary. And then we have Youglish.com. And then we had I will post the news in level. Usinglevel.com. And then we had the Your Podcast Learn English. There we go. So you guys can have all the links in the chat if you want to check it out. Okay, very nice. So, continuing, we have the TED Talk. As I mentioned, if you have the level, you can check real videos, you know, with like people talking in normal circumstances. Like, I mean, by normal, I mean not focused on students, right? But I would like to show you something interesting about TED Talk website. Sometimes we watch TED Talks on YouTube, right? But if you go directly on TED.com on the website, you are going to find something interesting. What is it? There is a transcript, right? So let me go back here. If you click on TED Talks, and then you have a multitude of TED Talks that you can choose. So how to succeed in your new job, if you click on that, and then you have read the transcript. And what is interesting about it, pay attention. While he is talking, they highlight the exactly part that he is talking. So pay attention. Let's see it together.
Laptops on Intel.
After the advertisement, of course.
In workplaces, there are rules that are completely unspoken. Understanding them is crucial for success, and yet you won't find them in your employee handbook. Unless you're lucky enough to have a mentor or manager who pulls you aside to help, you just kind of have to figure them out on your own.
Nice, huh? So you can follow what he is saying. And you know, if you wanted to listen to a specific part again, you just click on that. Look for the magic.
In many workplaces, there are rules, unless you're lucky enough to have a mentor or manager.
So if you wanted to repeat or practice that sentence, you can click on that.
Unless you're lucky enough to have a mentor or manager.
Unless you're lucky enough to have a mentor or a manager, and then you can listen to it and you can practice as many times. It also works to when you wanted to practice one word, right? You can repeat that many times, and in a sentence, which is better. It gives you more context and how to use it, how to connect it with other words. Okay. So nice. Let me post the link in the chat. Very nice. After that, we have talk English. So let me tell you guys how it works. So for the talk English, you have some options that you may choose from: English speaking basics, regular English lessons, business English lessons, English listening lessons, basic of English grammar, idioms and phrases, interview English lessons. So again, they have like specific topics that you can choose from. For example, if you wanted to practice your listening, then you can go to a basic listening lesson, and then basic lesson 1, and then you can listen to something and they have the steps for you, right? So it's a short lesson on something if you want to practice your English. So listen to the dialogue. So we're going to listen.
What are you doing tomorrow? Nothing really. Let's watch a movie or something. What's on these days? I think they're playing Lord of the Rings. That sounds pretty good. Let's watch that. Where should we meet? How about at the subway entrance? All right, I'll meet you there at 1 o'clock.
So very short dialogue, right, that you can use to practice. So then you have a quiz afterwards, and then you can listen many times. And then after you're going to answer to the quiz, what movie do these people plan on watching? So it's a very good practice. Or if you don't want to practice your listening, you can, for example, if you have a job interview, they have an option, interview English lessons. So let's go to the basic one again. Tell me a little bit about yourself. So to prepare yourself for this question, so they will give you some answers, right? Short answers, long answers. And then you can go to the next questions. What are your strengths? Right? So there are some options. If you have a little bit of time, or if you have some more time, then you can come here, you can choose a lesson and practice, right? So let me post the link in the chat. There you go. All right. Now let's see some things that may help you with your writing, right? So we know that speaking is difficult, but sometimes when we get there, we still have problems with writing because it is a challenge. It is a challenge for natives. It is a challenge for fluent people. Writing will be always a challenge because it's a challenge even in your own language. It will always be a challenge, right? Because sometimes we speak in a different way. And when we have to write, we have many questions. Which preposition I should use? Like, how do I check it? So I have a nice website to help you with that. It's called Qbot. Qbot.com. I'm going to post it in the chat. And they have the premium option, but you can do a lot on the free version, okay, using the free version. So you can come here, and I'm going to suggest 2 of their tools. That is grammar checker. So for example, if you wrote, she didn't knew, have you seen the mistakes there? She didn't knew he have a lot, have many money. And then they are going to show you the mistakes you're doing, right? So she didn't know, because we are going to use already the past here. She didn't know. He had, because we're talking about the past. Money, right? It's going to be much because it's going to be uncountable. And it's accountable, so there is no plural. Money. She didn't know he had much money. So it can help you correct some of your mistakes when you were writing. And it can also help you to paraphrase a sentence. What is paraphrase? It's to say it in a different way, right? So, for example, let me take a sentence here from. So you come here, paraphraser, and then you write your sentence. You can write your sentence in English, right? And then you ask it to paraphrase. So the first one is, do you think your idea of adventure is the same as your parents' ideas and your grandparents' idea? So then they paraphrased it. Do you believe that your own definition of adventure is the same as that of your parents and grandparents? And if you touch each one of these orange words and also blue, they will give you other options that you can use. Do you suspect that? Do you feel like so many synonyms that you may use for that, right? Your own definition, your own idea, your own notion, your own idea, your sense, your view. So it's very nice to learn vocabulary and also to check what you have been writing, if it's correct or not, or if you can improve it. Okay. Did you guys knew that one? It's a nice one, huh? I like it. I really like it. Okay. Then we have ESL discussions. It's a website. Let me write it here. ESL discussions. So this one is if you wanted to practice your English and sometimes you don't know how. So it can give you some ideas. So you can insert questions. I'm going to show you. So they have alphabetically organized many different types of subjects. So for example, let's go for art. And then you have some questions here. So of course, you can practice with someone or you can practice by yourself, right? So how great is your interest in art? And then you can practice answering it to yourself or writing down. And then you can go after, check it on keyboard, right? So these are just ideas for you if you don't know, like, oh, I would like to practice my English, but I don't know, like, what I'm going to talk about, what I'm going to answer, it can give you some ideas and some questions that you may use. Okay, so let me post it in the chat. There you go. And before we are going to talk about a little bit about like games and fun, but before I would like to show you another one. So this website, it's not very how can I call it, it's not well displayed. It looks a little bit old, but there are also some good content here. Okay, it's not like very well organized, but you know, for example, if you wanted to learn phrasal verbs, so they're going to explain to you what phrasal verbs are and give you some explanation about it, some examples, right? So it's a nice different content website, right? If you wanted to study grammar, so then you can choose grammar quizzes, right? You can choose something that you have been studying. For example, I have been studying foreign scenes. So then there is a quiz about it, right? So it's a nice way to practice. You can check your answers. They will tell you if it's right or wrong. So it's another website that may help you in your process. Okay. So I'm going to post it in the chat now. Very nice. So now to have some fun, I will finish our live with two more options. So the first one, it's a very cool one. It's called lyrics training. So you go on Google, right? If you can find, you can type the right address, and then you go lyrics training, and then you click on that. Unfortunately, I won't be able to play with you guys because of copyright. So, but it's very nice and very simple. If you need, you can sign up. It will improve your experience. It's free. You don't pay for that. But what it's nice, I'm just going to show you. Look, you can choose a song that you like. For example, Shape of You, Ed Sheeran, and then you can choose the level you want it. And also you can choose here, look, if you want write mode and choice mode. And I'm going to explain to you what it's going to happen, okay? The song is going to start and you have to fill the blanks. So you can go more advanced and you can write the word, or they can give you choices. So you listen to the song, you listen to the word, and you click on the option and you fill the blank. If you were more advanced, you can type it, right? It's more difficult, of course. So you can go write mode and choice mode. This is pretty nice. I really like this website. It's fun, right? So you can use it when, you know, you just wanted to relax a little bit and you wanted to practice English, but no stress, or also have fun while doing it. So it's a nice option. And then to finish our live today, we have, of course, some games, right? So you go to Games to Learn English. I mean, post it in the chat too. So also, if you want to keep having fun, right, while you're learning, you can go to Games to Learn English, and you have different categories here. So, for example, if you wanted to practice simple present, if you wanted to practice, where's the one that I like? Past tense. This is really nice. So you can do the short version, or you can just start. And then look, you have to connect. Go in the past is went, right? And then read, read. And then some others will be answered. So, and then you have a time going on here. So tell, told. Oh, I did a good move. Ask and asked. So what is it, right? You have the picture here and you choose
Earlier, she
and then the past.
opened the window. Last class, she asked a question. Yesterday, he slept.
Pretty cool, right? So you have other options and you have other games too. Other types of games. Prepositions. This is a nice one. We all have problems with prepositions, right? So it starts. So round 1 of
Put the
9.
books above the sofa.
Above the sofa, right?
Put
There
the
we
plant
go.
on the left of the sofa.
The plant on the left of the
Put the
sofa.
bag on the right of the chair.
The bag on the right of the chair.
Put the candle on the table.
All right. So this is our last one for today. I hope you guys have improved it, as I said in the beginning. If you feel overwhelmed, if it's too much, if you don't know if you are going to use all of them, this is not a problem. You can choose one and practice it for a month, and then after choose another one. Don't get overwhelmed, okay? Go step by step. The important thing is to use these tools to help you improve, not to overwhelm you or to stress you out about it. Okay? It was a huge pleasure to be with you guys here today. If you're watching afterwards, if you have a question, leave it in the chat. We are going to answer that as soon as possible. I wish you all a great weekend, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.